of British pop there, raising money for comic relief. And now to present the check on behalf of all those pop stars, please welcome Sir Elton John.
Hi, Graham.
Who are you?
I'm Elton's partner, David Furnish.
Oh, right. Is there some sort of problem?
No, I just need to check everything is okay for Sir Elton.
Okay.
Okay, white lilies in a vase, good. Fresh fruit platter, no mango.
Yes.
An I Love Elton John t-shirt.
Yep.
Yeah.
There you go.
A complete set of Red Dwarf videos.
They're there. Yep.
Including Smag Ups.
Yes.
Okay. And a villa in the south of France.
Yes. There you go.
Okay, perfect. Bring him out.
Yep. Great. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Sir Elton John.
I'm not doing it, no.
What's the matter?
Well, that fruit's all wrong. I don't like that chair. I hate your face. This whole thing's a debacle. Come along, my partner, David Furnish. We are leaving.
I'm so sorry. Look, you're the biggest star we've had here all evening.
Am I?
Yes, Elton, you are the biggest star in the world, and everyone thinks you're absolutely brilliant.
Ah, isn't he nice? Isn't he nice, my partner, David Furnish?
Yeah.
Oh, isn't he nice? Oh, lovely. Well, in that case, here is a cheque for comic relief, £100 million.
Oh, wow! £100 million. So what, they raised all that today?
What, that lot? No, they raised about £4. I topped up that amount from my own personal fortune, yeah. Yeah, well, how much did the rest of the country raise?
Well, actually, we've now raised 18,500,000.
Rubbish. Load of old rubbish. Hang on a minute, those aren't lilies. They're lilies, but they're not white, they're off-white. They're off-white. I asked for white lilies.
Oh, look, don't be ridiculous,
Oh,
Elton.
ridiculous, am I? Right, I'll show you ridiculous. Oh, goodbye.
Right, goodbye. That was Elton John there. Next up, we've got some great...
Did you take the Red Dwarf videos?
No. Piss off. Elton John and his partner David Furnish there, looking suspiciously like Matt Lucas and David Walliams. Still to come, the League of Gentlemen and the celebrity Big Brother housemates will be joining us for a huge pat on the back. Don't forget, you can and must still donate. The lines are still open. The number is 08457 910 910, or waggle your mouse and click your arrow onto www.bbc.co.uk/Red Nose Day. Please do what you can. Comic Relief is helping thousands of people around the world, but we need your help to do it. Have a look at this.
When I came here during the genocide, the leaders of the world looked the other way while hundreds of thousands of people were butchered, men, women and children. Now when you see that kind of cynicism, it's easy to become cynical yourself. But one of the main things that's led me away from cynicism is the generosity you've shown, the statement you've made about the kind of world you want to live in, a place of compassion and care for your fellow human beings. Tonight I want you to make that statement again, because Rwanda needs your help more than ever. So please call with your donation to 08457 910 910. 08457 910 910, and make the biggest difference of your life.
Please, keep making your donations. If you're about to go to bed, don't get Maudlin and phone your ex. She's not coming back. She hates you. Get on the phone to us instead, make a donation, and make a difference. Do you want to go to bed, though? You can do that any old night. Anyway, we only get to do this every 2 years. Coming up, we have a special edition of Marion and Jeff, and Davina and the Celebrity Big Brother contestants will be here very soon for the big crowning moment. Now though, they've won awards, they're selling out the West End. Please welcome Rhys Shearsmith, Mark Gatiss, and Steve Pemberton, it's the League of Gentlemen!
Saturday, 17th of March, 1912. Should this be found, I want these facts recorded. Oates did not give up hope till the very end. He woke this morning and said, "I'm just going outside, and maybe sometime."
He walked out into the blizzard, and we have not seen him since.
Sir.
Yes, Birdie?
Well, I know we're done for and everything.
Yes.
I was just wondering, Mrs. Scott, your wife.
Kathleen?
Yes. Do you have any regrets?
I suppose I'd like to have been a better husband to her, and a father to little Peter. I regret I shall never again see her lovely face, nor hear the sweet music of her laughter.
Not anything else?
What do you mean?
Doesn't matter.
I'm afraid Uncle Bill's headed, Birdie.
You really think so, sir?
Hasn't moved for more than an hour. Good old Bill. I wish now I'd never asked him to come. He was the best.
You mustn't blame yourself, sir. It's rotten luck, that's all. Sir, Mrs. Scott again.
Yes?
What are her tits like?
I beg your pardon?
Nothing, sir.
I heard you quite distinctly.
No, it was a wrong thing to say. Ignore me, sir.
I should have listened to Nansen. He told me to take more dogs. I said to him, "I'm going south. Any advice?" He said, "Con, dogs, dogs, and dogs again."
Sir, she ever brought you off with her hand?
I've been patient and tolerant. This really is beyond the
The
pale.
thing is, sir, I've never known a woman in the fullest sense. I've never had a tender female hand on my... Well, any hand, for that matter.
What are you trying to say?
Well, we're going to die, sir. The three of us. 3 men in a tent.
Yes?
So I just thought, why don't we go out with smiles on our faces?
This is unbelievable. To think I've had such faith in you. You've been such a brick, such a tower of strength throughout the entire expedition. And now at the hour of our ultimate trial, you give in to these base, unchristian desires.
I don't mind being the woman if that's...
That's not what I reckon you know.
My wife's got a fanny like a bear trapper's hat.
Bill?
Well, go on, Con. The lad's got a point. You do him, I'll do you.
Oh, Bill!
Well, where's the harm? No one need know. Or do you have to write everything down in that fucking diary of yours?
I keep a diary, a secret diary. Would you like to hear some? March the 4th, awoke today with a morning glory like a tent peg.
I remember that day. I was just the same. I could hardly get my trousers on. I had to bang it on the bell end with a cramper.
God! Pull yourselves together! Bill, Birdie, for the sake of what we fellows have been through together, let's at least die like English gentlemen. Please. All right, Birdie, we'll do you first, but I get to go before her.
Please keep your donations coming. You can still help make a difference. Don't forget, everyone tonight hasn't made all this effort just to keep DIY shows off the telly for a night. They're doing it to raise money for hundreds of good causes at home and overseas that desperately need our help. There's so much work to be done. By giving what you can help change lives. Now, what you're about to see is a very distressing film. Please watch it and do whatever you can to help.
7 years ago, I reported from Rwanda for the BBC on the campaign of mass murder launched against the Tutsi minority by Hutu extremists. You do not just see death here, you feel it and smell it. It is as if all the good and life in the atmosphere had been sucked out and replaced with the stench of evil. It was the crime of crimes, genocide. Seven years after the genocide, the survivors and the families of the killers must live side by side. The survivors and the unforgiven worship together. At Nyarabuye during the genocide, I met Valentina, a child who'd suffered terrible injuries from machete blows. Valentina was one of the few survivors of the massacre and had seen her family killed. She'd spent several weeks hiding amongst the bodies and only came out at night to find food. Valentina was close to death when she was rescued. This is Valentina now, survivor, a beautiful young woman who has the courage to stand in the same church and read the lesson from the book of Jeremiah. There are children like Valentina across Rwanda. Courage, the word doesn't begin to describe her. Now, we can't turn the clock back, but what we can do is to try and make life better, a little easier for the people who survived, especially the women who survived the Rwandan genocide. The great thing about the money that Comic Relief raises is that it goes directly to the people. I've seen that with my own eyes. It makes a real difference. So think about what happened here, about the lives lost and the lives that you can help to be rebuilt. Pick up the phone, dial 08457 910 910, 08457 910 910, and make the real difference.
I don't need to tell you how important all this is. All I need to tell you is how you can make your donation. You must know the number by now, 08457 910 910. You can tap onto the internet at www.bbc.co.uk/Red Nose Day. Please just do it. Now then, it's been a long slog for the celebrity inmates of the Big Brother house this week. And tonight, we finally found our winner, making Jack D officially the most popular celebrity in all of the land. And now, they're back, safe and sound amongst you, the little people. Will you please welcome Davina McCall and the celebrity Big Brother housemates? They're here! Down, whatever way, with there's cushions, if you don't all fit,
I'm going to sit on the floor.
All right, you sit on the floor.
Sit
I think it'd be bad if I've got a chair.
Oh.
Someone else want a chair?
Oh, yeah.
No, you're right. Look, here they are. You're back together again. Now listen.
Sit between my legs. We got to know each other very well.
You did, didn't you? Now listen. While you've been in there, there's been so much written about what's been going on and what hasn't been going on and who hates who and who likes who. Is there anything anyone wants to get off their chest now?
The only thing is this. This was an exercise, an object about making money for the charity. It wasn't about...
Yeah, very true.
It was about the charity.
We always knew, Chris, that you were a bit eccentric. But I never knew actually mad. You did seem quite mad in the house.
I looked at Big Brother like a little god. I mean, it was the Big Brother who was going to listen and accept me. It was a wonderful experience. I loved it.
Did you really?
Oh, absolutely. Fantastic. I mean, when you compare it to boxing, it does not compare, you see. Marvellous. It was very relaxing in there. I loved it.
What's supposed to be being hit over the head with being pummeled?
No phone, no papers, no interruptions.
And, you know, the only thing I would do differently is that I would ask permission to actually go to sleep. Then I wouldn't be criticised, you see, by the rest of the, my participants.
Fair enough.
Okay, I've learned.
Yes. And let it go.
Oh.
The weird thing is, watching you all in there, because I have to say, it is the best telly ever. It was just so brilliant. I can't tell you how brilliant it was. But now, Davina, I mean, really surprised because the real, you know, the regular people, the regular Big Brother people, took them about 3 weeks to forget there were cameras. Professional television people, it seemed to take you about 20 minutes. How did that happen? Did you not kind of keep reminding yourselves?
I think it was the cider.
Or the lack of it.
Keith,
The lack of it.
the
Oh my
cider.
God, what a
I
drought.
think what actually happened was that we drank a week's ration in the first
Yeah,
night.
yeah.
Because it was such a bad, the first show for us all was just so traumatic because reality hit in that we needed something, some comfort.
We were
And so
allowed
we
the luxury and we each bought a bottle of wine in. And the first night, the wine was
drank
gone.
a lot.
And I've never drank lager or cider in my life. It's fantastic.
You're from Liverpool!
And that was on.
You have to take into account that there was only 25 minutes shown every night. We were living together for 24 hours. We lived it. You guys enjoyed it. And I hope you really did enjoy it. It was all for a very good cause.
We so enjoyed it. Everyone loved it. Absolutely loved it. But it seemed like, you know, because what do you all think, you know, because it was all for comic relief and da, da, da. But the first few days, most of you seem to be taking it quite, I mean, it really got to you, and it seemed like it was really getting to you, Anthea, as well, that you took it really seriously. Do you now look back and kind of think, why did I...
I look back and I'm extremely embarrassed, I must say, I really am. But I at the time, it felt very serious, because as Keith said, we were living it. You couldn't escape it. You didn't know what anyone else was thinking about it.
I don't think that's fair for you to say, to be honest. I mean, you've no idea. Nobody has any idea.
Nobody realises what it was like.
No, I mean, at the end of the day, we all know a lot of celebrities. We all know a lot of people that are in the same business as us. And to be honest with you, none of you have any idea how real it was when you were living in that house.
Right.
You know, we were living it, man. And
The worst thing was
regardless
to
of
go
what you
in.
can say, we have worked so hard to have a nice living. Do you know what I mean? We've worked hard to have a living. And don't get me wrong, we're very grateful for the living that we have. But it was real. It was so real. Do you know what I mean?
It was really a simple exercise. It wasn't really heavy. Don't believe it. They're being dramatic again.
Chris, you were first out.
I wish I was there longer. It was a wonderful experience. It really was. And you know, what is important here is that we remember that the Big Brother house is a very, very small part of comic relief.
But a lot of money, though.
Oh, a lot of money.
£500,000?
Yeah.
A very small part.
Davina, I have to ask you, because this was so good, are you not worried now? How can we go back to regular Big Brother? Won't you be a bit boring now that...
Oh, don't worry, we'll get over it.
What's
It'll be good next time.
Jack, what do you put down your win to?
You know, being in with all these other prisoners who put so much into it, and regardless of whatever anyone else went through, they provided drama that we could have kicked off, you know, and that's what makes it funny. And if you don't have someone causing tension or being unhappy or something, there's nothing interesting there for something interesting to come off of.
Yeah.
So whoever went through it and came out of it with feeling that they've made some sort of sacrifice or feeling they come out the worst, they've actually made it an even bigger contribution than anyone else in the house because everyone else was able to come off that. And that's what made it into something that was really watchable, probably.
And I'm saying, yeah, your escape. the escape attempts, were they you weren't really trying to, were you really trying to escape, or what the hell
I
was
wasn't
going on?
really trying to escape, and I...
You really escaped.
I did really escape, yeah. I did really escape.
And you came back to us, Jackie boy.
I got to Stratford East, and looked around and thought, I was on the run, and I got to the main road, and I was legging it, and then there was this bloke walking along, and he was having a row with his girlfriend, and she was saying, "Well, if you ever say that again, I ain't coming out of you again." And he says, "Oh, I didn't mean it." And then he saw me, and he said, "Jack! You're meant to be in the house, aren't you?" I thought, "Oh, that's it, I'm off, I'm going. I'm back, I'll go back." So I broke back in.
Obviously, Chris, you're out and proud. You want to move back in. You liked it.
Well, for comic relief.
Yes, but now with the rest of you, would any of you ever do it again?
I would. Would you? Yeah, I enjoyed it. Now you know life here. I want to go back.
But also, I have to say, on a personal note there, I did 2 days on Brookside, and frankly, they treat you like animals up there. It's awful.
Hey, listen.
In the Big Brother house, it was luxury compared to the normal life Claire
love
Sweeney lives.
Brookside.
No, Brookside's very good, but you couldn't find a plastic spoon. It was hell.
I love Brookside.
But listen, you are the winner, but in our eyes, and I hope you realise from the response of the crowd tonight, in our eyes, you are all winners. Hats off to you all. Brilliant. So we thought, well, frankly, a shallow, meaningless gesture, we'd give you a sort of little treat. We'd give you all prizes. It's a sort of homage to the Olympics. We've got a podium over there, and to give you your medals, we have Dawn French and Jennifer Saunders. Take it away, Soul Gentlemen. Yes.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, you are the maddest mother of them all, baby. Here you go. Can I just say, Vanessa, I don't know if anyone else here has noticed, but I'm a bit surprised. Have you lost weight or something? Well, can you give your fat club back, please? Anne Widdecombe needs that badge, thanks very much. So does Julie Birchall. Oh, there we go. There we go. Well done. I have many nooks and crannies that need investigating with a J. I pay very well. Do you? He my old scrubber. Very much. You did it for the crack, and we'd like to see much more of yours. Claire! Where are you behind in that voice? Under your bush? Good grief! There you go! Thank you! Jack, you're just sunbeams of joy to us. You're just a whittle pot of happiness, and we'd like to give you this and say you are our hero.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much for your contributions to Comic Relief. Well, can you believe it? We've been going for nearly 6.5 hours, almost as much time as it takes to go mad in the Big Brother house. In a minute, I'll tell you how much your generosity has raised so far. But before we look at the total, let Davina herself remind us why we're all here and just how much difference it will make if you pick up your credit card and dial and make a donation tonight.
Now, I'm in Nairobi, and I've done a bit of homework, and I've found out that 60% of the population here live in slums, just like these, on only 5% of the land.
But no amount of statistics could prepare me for what I was about to see. About 1 million people live here. There are no sewers and no drainage. The stinking alleys between the houses are filled with rotting rubbish and human excrement. Whole families are living in what I can only describe as boxes, just a few feet wide and barely big enough to stand up in. They're squatting on this land, and they're not even allowed to bury their rubbish or dig a hole for a toilet. Even the small school we came across is built on a cesspit.
I'm actually finding this much harder than I thought I would. It's just what these people sort of see as, you know, normal. It's just so much worse than you could ever really imagine.
And just to survive here is incredibly hard work. This is Jean. She's lived in these slums for more than 20 years. She's 70 years old and she spends 8 back-breaking hours every day in the scorching sun digging for scraps of coal she can sell as fuel.
Let me take it for you. No. Look, hang on. I've just got to show you. I really honestly can't lift it up. She's the same age as my grandmother, and I would not in a million years let my grandmother lift anything as heavy as this. It's unbelievable.
But in the middle of this hell, there is a real ray of hope. Hope that you, Comic Relief supporters, are intimately involved with. Because the money you raised last Red Nose Day is helping a local project to provide loans so groups of people from the slums can buy a little piece of land where they can build places of their own. They work hard enough just to survive, but to qualify for a loan to buy the land, they have to raise a small deposit. So they work even harder.
And because of your hard work last Red Nose Day, the cheque that I brought with me is going to be able to buy these people a piece of land where they can build their own houses and live safely. So they've raised the deposit and you guys have raised the loan.
Sijui nianzie wapi. Tumepatiwa leo. Msikize kwa makini. Ati tumepatiwa nini? Leo. Pesa ya mkopo wa kuenda kununua ardhi.
We drove into the countryside just outside the city with Jean and other members of the group to meet some families who are already building their own homes thanks to a previous Comic Relief loan.
What a difference a day made.
Your money is transforming their lives. And the little financial miracle is that as they repay the loan, that money will be used again and again to rescue even more families from the slums.
It's amazing. Magical. These people are moving out of the slums and there's the most extraordinary long-distance relationship happening between you and them. But since I've been here, I've met a lot of other people just like them. People who work their socks off to try and get out of the slums and start a new life. Now's your chance to do it all over again. So please do it.
You've got the ability to give joy at your fingertips if you just make the call tonight. Please call 08457 910 910. Just have your credit or debit card ready. And you can make a donation online at www.bbc.co.uk/Red Nose Day. This is no way for people to live, and you can change it tonight.
Your money is changing lives. Look, maybe you've just come in from the pub or the club or something. You're drunk. There are lots of phone calls you might make that you'd regret. The one that you can make that you won't regret would be to call this number, 08457 910 910. Or you can tap onto the internet at www.bbc.co.uk/Red Nose Day. Now, in just 5 minutes, I'll be making my sensational pop star debut as part of the fabulous S Club 8. But now, here's the brilliant Rob Brydon with a special comic relief edition of the fabulous, award-winning Marion and Jeff.
Good morning, good morning. Another day, another dollar. Wow, another day. Right, this has put the cat among the pigeons, isn't it? I know nothing about cars. Absolutely nothing. There's that noise again. Right, we are sorted. We are away. We are airborne. He says, I'm putting you at DEFCON 4, priority 1. Not long now. He'll probably be coming from the back, so I'll catch him in my rear view mirror.
That's Westlife, some of my favourite young Irish men, and their version of Uptown Girl, recorded for Comic Relief.
What a lovely man, Jerry. Fixed it, and now I've got to just wait for an hour to charge the battery up. Because the radio was running it down, apparently. It's a capacitor, little thing, tiny little thing like that, but vital. £40. £40. To me, £90 in the shop. As Jerry said, you know, I am now £50 up. I've made money. I've made £50. Cracking song. Love it. Billy Joel did the original, of course. Big Billy Joel fan, me and Marion. Me more than Marion, no, honestly. Went to see him at the NEC in Birmingham in concert. Fantastic concert. And we were 6 rows from the front. Jeff got us the tickets. 6 rows from the front. I have to say, up close, he looks a lot like Dylan Thomas. It's a nice feeling. Just shot a cheque off for £5 for Comic Relief. I thought with my lucky streak, you know, spread the wealth around a bit, Keith. You know, and I can't sit in my ivory tower. I really can't. I mean, 1, I don't like heights. 2, it's not fair on the elephant. They say charity begins at home. I mean, technically I haven't got a home, of course. So for me, charity begins in the car. Letter from my bank manager. I'm £3 overdrawn. Insufficient funds for the cheque, so that's a shame. Mr. Frankham has written himself, my manager. Very nice man, very nice, but funny man, actually, good sense of humour. Being divorced, see, like myself, he says I've been happily married 3 times, Keith. And in all honesty, he's got every reason to be bitter, because his second wife died very tragically. She was on holiday with her lover, unbeknownst to Mr. Frankham, hit by a jet ski. Bit of a sting in the tail here as well. They've charged me £10 for the letter, so the expensive piece of paper. Dear Mr. Frankham, thank you for your letter of the 3rd. I know you are something of a comic, and I know you will breathe a sigh of relief when I tell you the cheque in question was indeed for Comic Relief. I hope, therefore, we can settle this without recourse to the law courts. We don't want another Richard Branson British Airways clash, do we? Regards, your old friend, Keith. Dear Mr. Barrett. Yes, it is yes, I have incurred an unauthorised overdraft. I'm not arguing that. What I'm saying is, it was for a good cause. Can I ask? Am I being charged? Are you charging me now for this call? Because technically, I am pay as you go. Just going to see Mr. Frankham, the bank manager, face to face, which I think is a good thing. Very good. My father always used to say, if you're going to see someone official, always go for the eyes. Well, that's the result. That is very much a result. Half an hour ago, my emergency bank account was £44 overdrawn. It is now £2,966 in credit. Thanks to Mr. Frankham, thinking on his feet, he said, look, best way to sort out this confusion is to put it all into one loan. So I borrowed £3,000. Pay back over 3 years at a very competitive rate of interest. Anyway, you look at it, I am quids in. Good morning, good morning. It's a fundraising day. What a great day. I'm on my way down to Cardiff to see Rhys and Alan. I'm going to sit in a vat of baked beans, would you believe? It's their idea. And I said to Jeff, Jeff, you should pop in with me. And he said, no can do, Keith. He's doing a bed push with Marion. Right. Here we go.
Please don't forget to keep on calling. Look, that's almost it from me. We'll be handing on the baton to Kat Deely and Dermot O'Leary in the BBC sauna very soon. But before we... I know, really cool. But before we do that, we have a couple more items of business to attend to. Firstly, a big thank you to all our lovely friends at Oxfam who've been so fantastic over the last 5 weeks, selling noses and badges. We've just had word that they alone have raised a magnificent £650,000. So, let's see what that's done to our grand total. Tonight, you have raised a magnificent, incredible, life-changing £22.5 million. Is that, right, is £9 million more than last time, right? At the end of the show, last Red Nose Day, we'd raised 13 million, right? That 13 became 35 once all the fundraising money came in. Tonight, we're already 9 million ahead of that, so who knows what that 22.5 million will turn into. Thank you so much, and keep calling. And of course, you all know the traditional way to celebrate raising more money than any other television appeal ever. Yes, that's right. With a troupe of Brazilian dancers, some gay choristers, and a one-off pop supergroup. Please welcome, Yes Brazil, the London Gay Men's Chorus, and for one night only with an extra member, it's S Club 8! fellow hosts, those scallywags, Anton Dick, Big Uncle Lenny Henry, here he is, Little Manny Tony, Sarah Brendan Ross, the Gabriel's on first, get over there, While I'm going to take a second, I'm wiping my brow, I'm wiping a brow, and while I'm doing that, and well, whatever else, let's remind ourselves of what comic relief is all about.
You know, now is not the time to give up on Africa. The continent is at an important turning point in its history, with some brilliant people trying to make things work better.
weekend, so keep ringing in with your donations on 08457 910 910, and you can still give online at the website. It's very long, I can't say it again. Remember that the money that you give is changing people's lives. Now, frankly, you've probably seen enough of this big, fat, sweaty poof on the television. So, while I go and get myself sorted, there's lots more hot stuff to come. I have a feeling things are going to get pretty steamy with Cat Deely and Dermot O'Leary in the BBC sauna, with Comic Relief's fantastic top 50 countdown. I normally do those sort of shows, but I've never done one with Dermot O'Leary. I'm flustered. Dermot in a towel. Steady, Escott 7. Bad thing.
No, is that the important thing? Can they keep calling?
They can keep calling.
Keep calling 08457 910 910. You need this in your life, baby.
22.5 million so far. Thank you so much.
Very much.
Good night from us here.
Thank you very much, Graham, for a great night so far and an unbelievable total. And secondly, welcome to the top 50 clips of Comic Relief of all time. I happen to be Dermot O'Leary.
And I am Cat Deely, coming live from the Des Lynam Memorial Sauna here at the heart of the BBC.
Yes, where better to unwind after a fantastic night of fun. Are you noted in Sauna Society for your excellent taste? Excellente, thank you.
Over the next 90 minutes, we've got some truly amazing moments of comedy. So, Dermot, let's get straight into the action.
Brilliant, right.
No, hold on. No, not that kind of action. Let's just take a look at the first clip and see how it all started with Cliff Richard and the young ones.
Now I think you find that was never actually proved in court.
Hey, kids! It doesn't matter what you are. Punks, skins, rastas, mords, rockers, Keith Chegwin even. Everybody everywhere, stop snogging and pay attention to me. Because if you're a wild-eyed loner at the gates of oblivion, then hitch a ride with us. Because we're riding on the last freedom moped out of nowhere. And we haven't even told our parents what time we're coming home. So, pull on your dancing trousers and get down to the total and utter king of rock and roll, Cliff Richard!
Got myself a crying, talking, sleeping, walking, living doll. Got to do my best to please her just 'cause she's a living doll. I got a rolling eye and that is why she satisfies my soul. Got the one and only walking, talking, living doll.
What does this button do?
Got myself a crying, talking, sleeping, walking, living doll. Got to do my best to please her just 'cause she's a living doll.
All right, guys, harmonies now. That is why she satisfies my soul. I got the one and only walking, talking, living doll.
Living doll. Can I go now?
No. Well, you ask her. No, you ask her.
Do you want an autograph?
No.
We just wondered if you wouldn't mind putting your hand down our sink. You see, we seem to have a bit of a blockage. You've got such nice little hands.
tiny hand.
I could lose a finger in there.
Yeah.
You did bash his van, love.
Do you mind if I don't? I've got filming tomorrow.
You're in the entertainment business.
Yeah.
Oh. Could we ask something of you?
Sing something.
We've made these sculptures out of old lager cans. Wonder if you judge which one you think is the best. It's me.
Well, what do you think?
I'd better go.
Oh, no, look, it's not a real chicken. Oi, what you... Oi, stage, your bad night. God, Dutch birds. Dutchy. Hey, girls, I'll put some wax on my cheese.
Yeah, hey, get your finger out that dyke, cloggy.
Yeah. What's their name then? Helga van Inderblergen.
Kylie Minogue. Care of Deconstruction Records, London and New York.
We have received a written offer from an engineering firm in the Midlands, who we've asked to remain anonymous, of £500,000 to Comic Relief.
Now that's one horn of the dilemma.
That's right, that's horn number one. They will give £500,000 if Stephen Fry will masturbate live on this program.
Now that is horn number 2. You see, the dilemma is this. £500,000 is a great deal of money, a very great deal of money.
It's close on to £500,000.
It's not far from it.
Yeah. You can do an awful lot with £500,000 smackers.
That's right. But you can do even more with £500,000. Now, most people, I'm sure, would like to see another £500,000 floating into the coffers of Comic Relief.
It would be a good thing.
Now, very few people, however, and I may be wrong, but very few people would like to see me thrashing wildly around the studio, holding a framed photograph of Bob Holness.
As we welcome now our mystery guest, who has kindly agreed to be felt for charity. So, you have 1 minute. You have 1 minute to put a name to the shape, starting now.
Sorry about that. I'll start round the back here.
Hold on. Do that little giggle again. Oh, it's Samantha Fox.
Is the right answer.
No!
You could have had 60 seconds of growth.
I just got as far as the giggle. It's the same old thing.
Good evening. Tonight on Appear Inside, we look at the recent criticism stating that the BBC is dominated by the children of the 60s. MPs have complained that too many BBC programmes try to impose the permissive values of the 60s on the viewing audience. Nick Ross reports.
The Commons report took everyone at the BBC by surprise. The Director General said the charges were like totally out of line, man. Generally, the feeling is it's the MPs themselves who are like stuck in a 60s-style authoritarian groove.
Let's take it down. Let's think about the third world. The people in these countries is feeling bad because they is living in the most shitty places in the world. But not only that, they is poor. They is so poor because even though they save some money on their hash because of all the homegrown, for real, they is so poor that some of them cannot even afford a pair of Air Nike Jordans. Which is strange because they make them. Why don't they just nick them? So what me is saying, if you remember one thing from tonight, let it be this. The third world debt. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it massive.
All right, Dave. Hope you enjoyed that first batch, and don't forget that the reason we're all here, me, Dermot and Dave, is to coax you into giving us your lovely money for comic relief. And that's why everyone on this whole top 50 did what they did. So let's keep it going as we say goodbye to the King of Stains and hello to Queen Victoria at number 44.
So you were about here when your fish fingers were stolen?
Yes.
Do you see anybody you recognise?
No one at all.
Was a short-term affair.
Give the man your lost.
When I found you right there.
Like the Friday I lost.
Cleaning up silverware.
Felt to hell with a cut.
Right then, at once, we kissed.
You took me to the kitchen. Your hands kind of started twitching. I felt so shy.
Nothing could stop what followed, and lucky for me, you swallowed.
Right, now what would anybody like to eat? Okay, thank you. Good. Yes, yes, no, that's no problem. It is a lamb dish, sir. Marinated lamb in coconut with a cream sauce. Very nice. No, not fucking hot, sir. It is a, how can I put it? It is a medium spiced dish. Yes. All in that case, you want a vindaloo. Yes, that's right, yes. Yes, you will probably end up in the loo at the end of this. Very funny. It's very amusing, no. Oh dear. No, don't worry, sir. Much better out than in. Don't you worry about it. Just leaves all the more room for your chicken tikka masala. Thank you very much. And would anybody like anything for starters? Just some poppadoms and yogurt and salad and shit. Okay, I'll see what I can do.
I'd just like to have a special word with all the fathers watching tonight. This is Altaye, he's 10, and this is his brother Malessa, he's 7. They're completely alone in the world. So Altaye is basically responsible for his little brother's welfare and has been for the past 5 years. So to all intents and purposes, he is his dad. He looks out for him, he works for him, he makes sure he's safe at night as best he can. So I'd just like to say to any of the fathers watching, do you fancy showing a bit of solidarity tonight to help us help this little father figure do his job and make that job not so hard?
Years of war and famine have left thousands of orphaned children in Ethiopia. Here in Addis Ababa, most of them live and sleep on the streets. But Comic Relief money is helping to keep some street children safe and warm at night. It's paying for this night shelter. The brothers are shoeshine boys. The street children of Addis do whatever work they can find to survive. They can earn a few pence cleaning the dust off old cement sacks. It gets into their lungs and they cut their hands. But with the clean sacks, they can make paper bags to sell in the market. And if they can't find work, they forage in stinking skips for food and for anything they might be able to sell.
It costs 21p per child per night to run this shelter. Please give us a ring.
The organisation Goal runs 2 shelters for boys and 1 for girls. With the help of Comic Relief money, about 75 street children have somewhere to go at night. These children can start to live a bit more like children.
I know your name.
Out on the streets, there are an awful lot more children who need your help. Each little pile of clothes represents all these children have in the world. But your money will give them some hope for a better future.
The frustrating thing is, I don't know of anyone back home who wouldn't give these children a quid. If you could see them, if you could see the way they live, and the amount of love that pours out of them towards absolutely anyone who's remotely nice to them, because they've had so little love, you'd give them a quid. Pick up the phone, please.